One more thing that we will be stressing before the airport opens on Thursday is what do people need to know, especially people that are arriving, and especially for relatives receiving their anybody who's coming from the US. So as we know now, the tourists would still be only accessing gold standard hotels, which means that they are not going to be able to go into the general stream of just coming and going. Belizeans, and I need to stress this, even though you're not going to be required to quarantine in a hotel upon arrival, it is still going to be the staff at the airport that will be telling everybody that you must or you should go and do at minimum 7 to 10 days of quarantine at home. And the reason is very simple. Even if you bring a negative PCR test, you may have still been exposed en route to coming to Belize. So I think people here can appreciate that you can bring a potential exposure from whoever is visiting you, and the people who are coming here to visit can also appreciate the reason why we are suggesting that you do elements of self-quarantine at home, because at the end of the day we want to make sure that you're avoiding exposure with your community, with your family, with your friends. So that will be the recommendation and blanket recommendation we're making for everybody. I think we need to stress this because it's a common question that's coming to our hotlines. I know that the BTB website and the infographic is being updated in a dynamic kind of way. We are also strongly recommending, you may not find it necessarily in the infographic, that all Belizeans returning, if they can bring back a PCR test, the closer you can have that to when you board your plane, the better it is going to be for you, and that will allow for a quicker processing of your situation at the airport. Similarly, for tourists, if they're bringing a PCR test, then that will expedite the process at the airport. Even if people do bring PCR tests, though, understand that the quarantine officers at the airport may still be calling upon you for a random PCR, and that's just part of their routine processing mechanism that will be at the airport as of Thursday. I need to also